Hi, it's Vincent Hammer from Exocad, a little unofficial tutorial video. This is actually a recreate of a very old tutorial that I did on called Smoothing Tips, and it still comes up from time to time, and I thought it was time to create an updated video with the new software. So the issue here that you see with this partial is that there are several edges where you get a very ugly, noisy, thin amount of material that's being added in different areas here. Let's quickly look at why these areas, where they came from, and how to clean them up. And also there's one little odd anomaly which looks like it's maybe a design issue. We'll also show how to clean that up. There's a very thin strip of material along here that I don't think should be there probably. Also very easy to clean up with the new software, so we'll take a look at that as well. So if you're in PartialCAD, if you're looking in the wax refractory mode, this may look okay, but there are some telltale signs that show you that it's not. So what's happened here is the reason we get those sharp edges is that there's been a lot of smoothing applied here on the wax and refractory boundary, and that basically makes the wax become very thin, gets sort of smoothed into the refractory, and you get these very thin, sharp edges, which you really wouldn't want. I mean, the printer basically won't be able to handle those either, and they'll just disappear, and in the end, it will probably be okay. But in truth, you don't want this. You don't want a knife edge here sitting against the patient's mouth. So how do we fix that? Well, first of all, you can see the same issue that we had at the end if you're going in smooth mode, and you turn off hide refractory and blockout. You'll already see that sort of fragmenting. So the issue is that when you make the wax super thin over an area, then it starts to break apart, and that makes this knife edge even worse because now it turns into a I don't know, a sawtooth or something. So the fix for that is actually really easy. It's just a matter if you run into the situation is you smooth with the refractory hidden, and in addition to that, you should use this additive smooth mode. The risk when you're smoothing with blockout and refractory off is that your partial might lift off from the surface. I mean that's a possibility with smoothing. When you do additive smoothing, it will still remove very fine fragments, but if there's any bulk to the partial, it will add a little material, causing it to intersect with the refractory, and so you won't have a problem. So it's good to have the additive smoothing on, and you very quickly actually get something very close to what you need almost instantaneously. And so we can do that, and there's several approaches you could take. You could look at the whole bottom of the partial, use a fairly large tool head size, find a smooth level that works good for you. It depends basically on how fast your system is, and you can just sort of quickly just go over the bottom and clean up all these areas in just a matter of seconds. Yeah, like these little floaters, you don't actually have to worry about them. They do disappear if you smooth them, but they also disappear because those tiny little fragments will just be cleaned up at the end automatically. Stuff like this also, it's nice to clean that up a little bit. Not that it matters, but if you care about it, you can quickly clean all those things up. Okay, now let's take a quick look at this peculiar little edge here and how we can get rid of that with the new version of the software. So let's go back here. Okay, so what happened here, whoops, I didn't mean to add wax there. What happened here is, some material was sort of added along the edge of the relief here, and it went over the edge of the relief, and you got this. That's where this sort of sharp area is coming from. And so what I would do here is I would go clone and go into the new mode here, add blockout mode, and then we'll just add some clone in this area. Yeah, we already have the right thickness, so that's actually all that we need to do, because now if we go back, we'll go over to the smooth tool. This will prevent that sort of sharp area from showing up. I probably went up a little too far in here. And so if we hide the blockout and refractory, and go back here, you'll see that that weird stuff is now gone. So looks like we still have a little stuff to clean up here, so we can go back here, do the larger tool head, and just grab that spot too. And you can quickly, make these very smooth areas. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. Thanks a lot, everyone.